Hello, ladies and not ladies. Today we are looking at Cocoron. Cocoron, released by K2 and Takeru in 1991. Cocoron is another game we're doing that never made it to America. Thankfully, the internet was invented, and with its series of tubes was able to filter Cocoron out and translate it for us. So let's talk about Cocoron. Cocoron, kind of like Mega Man. One would say whoever made this game probably really enjoyed Mega Man. They also probably felt that Mega Man left a few things to be desired. Looking at the developers, the game was made by Takeru, who also worked on Little Samson, which is another Mega Man clone, and an excellent game. Little Samson is fantastic. The English version of Little Samson, oddly enough, is one of the rarest official NES games available. Cocoron, instead of gaining weapons and power-ups from bosses like you do in Mega Man, or instead of having a base set of 5 characters to choose from, 5 characters? No, 4 characters, sorry. Like you have in Little Samson, Cocoron lets you create your own characters, quite literally, out of spare parts. After every stage you complete, you get to create a character until you have up to 5 characters, if memory serves. For example, put the head of a ninja on the body of Astro Boy and let it shoot umbrellas. Oh, we're getting into some weird territory now. How about putting a dragon's head on a tank body and letting it throw baseballs? Oh, you can do it. You can do it all. There are 8 different head types. Each one, 3 different versions. 8 body types. 8 weapon types. Your selection determines a number of skills, including their maximum hit points, their speed, their jumping ability, their ability to fly or not, their ability to slide down hills or not, strength of their weapons, range of weapons, and etc., etc. You start off by assembling a hero, and you get to make a new one after each boss fight. Once one is killed, however, you can choose to reuse them or bring in one of the new ones you've created. The stage layout, too, is a little unique. Some people have said it's confusing. I don't know why. Makes perfect sense to me. You are presented with a map, and this map has several different stages. Basically, a stage consists of where you start and where you end. So, we'll say you want to go from the... Hell, I don't remember the names of these stages. The Fairy Forest to Trump Castle, as an example. You're starting in Fairy Forest, so you're going to spend the first half of the stage getting out of the forest. You'll spend the second half of the stage getting into the castle. Now let's say you want to go from Trump Castle to the Milk Sea. You're going to spend the first half of the stage leaving Trump Castle, and the second half going towards Milk Sea. It's really not all that complicated. I don't know why people have such a hard time figuring it out. So basically, each stage consists of an entrance and an exit with a boss fight somewhere in there. Once you beat the boss, you have to exit the stage and go on to the next one. Sometimes you go through extra segments, depending on the location of the places on the map. Sometimes you go through the stages backwards. Sometimes you'll take a completely different route through a stage. But it's really not all that difficult to figure out, and it works really quite well. Let's use Mega Man as an example here. Let's say you're playing Mega Man 2, and you just fought Bubble Man, and now you're going to go fight Heat Man. So you'll go through Bubble Man's stage, and then instead of going back to the stage select immediately and then warping to Heat Man's stage, you would have to work your way back out of Bubble Man's stage backwards, and then you could go to Heat Man's stage. Right. There are items usually scattered throughout the stages that offer you power-ups, 1-ups, invincibility, temporary weapon upgrades. You can upgrade your weapons in this game by picking them up in eggs. This game is very egg-oriented. The music is very good. The graphics are very good. Game is a little bit unbalanced, some might say. Starting off, you are incredibly weak. And once you power up your weapon, you're almost too strong. Excuse me. Thankfully, though, health power-ups are very plentiful. You should never die during a stage by running out of health. Boss fights, that's another story. There's really nothing to tie all of the stages together. They just kind of go from one to the other. And much like a Capcom Mega Man clone, you have a Wily-esque stage at the end of the game. Enemies include penguins, armadillos, fairies, elephants, and moons, plus a dragon that has captured Santa Claus. Oh no! The game acknowledges its general weirdness by having you climb through the trees in a jungle, and then the screen mysteriously fades into outer space, without much of any sensical transition. The whole game is narrated by a blue tapir wearing pajamas. The game actually lends itself to feeling that you're almost a kid again, just kind of playing around with toys. It's really, really fun. And I would recommend it to anybody who gets a chance to play it. Now, there was a sequel planned for this on the PC engine, and unfortunately, it was never released. So maybe, hopefully, someday, somewhere, somebody will find it and make it happen. I'd play it.